Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel here at Crypto Nation. Hey, just want to say thank you to all my recently new subscribers. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button. It's totally free. But anyways, let's get right on to it. This is going to be another reaction video. Crypto Nation reacts to another altcoin daily video. The title, you can see the title right here, the actual way Bitcoin could fail and go to zero. Then it says this will shock you. It was pretty interesting. It was talking about quantum computing, or is it possible for quantum computing to kill Bitcoin in the crypto market in the near future? But you know, they brought up some pretty interesting topics of how they could combat it, of how if quantum computing was to try to kill crypto, there's ways how they can possibly get around it. But either way, go, you know, this was a pretty, you know, interesting watch. But here we go.
Wine. What about the quantum computer? What about the quantum computer? You know, and I want to say, yeah, and what if an asteroid hits the Earth and kills us all?
What is the actual way Bitcoin could fail? Is it quantum computing? Is it artificial intelligence? I mean, what will AI do to crypto? Or is it something else? As a smart investor who owns Bitcoin, who believes in crypto, who subscribes to Altcoin Daily right now, let's be smarter than the average investor and understand all outcomes. Number one, before AI, how worried are you that quantum computers could break Bitcoin?
The question is about security, and I've listened to one of your talks about quantum computing, and you had said that we can assume that the NSA has quantum computing currently. So my question is, how can Bitcoin safeguard against quantum computing? Because once that's reached, they'll be able to essentially break into the wallets simultaneously.
That's a very good question.
Blockchain expert and coder Andreas Antonopoulos explains the true effect that quantum computing will eventually have on Bitcoin.
That quantum computer, which can also break all of the encryption keys on all of the nukes in the world, all of the communication keys and all of the nuclear subs and all of the military intelligence networks and all of the commercial networks, I don't think they're going to use it to break Bitcoin, if you know what I mean.
This is such a great initial point by Andreas that if/when the NSA or any government or any entity.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting what he just said. So just like you said, quantum computing, if that was the case, if it could take down Bitcoin and crypto, guess what? It'll take out the pretty much gonna take out the whole infrastructure of the whole world then, right? So I don't think they're going to use it for that. You know, if that was the case, you know, that was a pretty pretty interesting reply.
Eventually gets their hands on a strong enough level of quantum computing, which is years, if not decades away, Bitcoin will sort of be the least of our worries compared to the nuclear codes, the military secrets, the bank accounts will be ruined, all banks.
Meet Google Pixel 8 Pro. Capture the cosmos. Make the Mini mega.
Again, only if/when quantum computing is strong enough.
The question is, how powerful is it? How many bits, how many qubits of quantum computing do you have?
And researchers at the University of Sussex estimated that a quantum computer with 1.9 billion qubits could essentially crack the encryption safeguarding Bitcoin within a mere 10 minutes, while just 13 million qubits could do the job in about a day. How close are we to this many qubits? Well, a few months ago, at the end of 2023, the world's first quantum computer to exceed 1,000 qubits was invented. They surpassed IBM's computer, which at the time held the record for 433 qubits. And again, 1,000 is nowhere near 13 million. But when that happens, what does that mean for you as a Bitcoin holder?
The real problem becomes when you have broad commercial availability of quantum computing, but not broad enough that all of us can use it in our wallets. And there's that interim period that's a bit awkward. And during that interim period, Bitcoin needs to change its algorithms. But one of the interesting things that happens is that while you can change the algorithms on all of the active wallets, some wallets have lost keys, or the people who had those keys are dead, and they can't change the signing algorithm, which means that those wallets will get captured by quantum computers. So one of the interesting things that happens is we will know when quantum computing exists when Satoshi's coins move. That's one of the reasons they'll move. Eventually, they will move. And they'll move because someone will be able to break the keys. But for the rest of the ecosystem, we can migrate quite easily to another algorithm. It's not really as big a threat as people think it is.
So the solution will be a simple upgrade, a simple soft fork / migration.
Well, what happens when they get so powerful they can break SHA-256? Well, dudes, we're just going to go to SHA-512, or we're going to go to the next thing, 1024. And anybody that ever studied computer science knows we start with 16, go to 32, go to 64, go to 128, 256, 512, 1024, and so on and so forth. And the numbers get pretty freaking big.
And again, just before we get to artificial intelligence.
Yeah, Michael Saylor, yeah, he just brought up a good point there. You know, it starts off with 12 bits, then it goes to 16 bits, then 32-bit, then 64-bit, then 128-bit. As that number goes higher and higher, in computers, that's like, when you look at that numbers, it's actually pretty big as you go up in bits. Pretty interesting stuff.
With Satoshi Nakamoto being one of the largest Bitcoin holders in existence, Andreas further explains what quantum computing means for those coins.
Does quantum computing mean that at some point all lost coins could be reclaimed because they can't be moved to an upgraded address? JJ, yes, that is the case. First of all, we don't know that Satoshi has 1 million coins. It's difficult to attribute exactly how many were mined directly by Satoshi. That's an estimate, but let's call it 1 million. And there's a lot more Bitcoin that's been lost over the years. What happens with those? Quantum computing would basically mean that the elliptic curve digital signature algorithm would be vulnerable. Now, there are two different categories of algorithms that are used within Bitcoin. One is a hashing algorithm, SHA-256, and the other one is a digital signature algorithm, ECDSA, elliptic curve. Quantum computing will most likely affect the elliptic curve digital signature algorithm first.
So he's saying that while most people are scared that quantum computing could break Bitcoin's mining cryptographic hash function, which is called SHA-256. SHA-256 is used for cryptographic security. Andreas explains that it's not the mining, it's the wallet cryptographic security.
Whether you can use a quantum algorithm to shortcut SHA-256, I'm not sure about that. I don't know if there is a quantum algorithm for that or how easy it is. So that's a different class of algorithm, and it might require a different approach to cracking. But let's say that ECDSA is affected. Ironically, what that means is that if you lost your keys, but you had previously used that address, then a signature together with a public key will be visible and will be available on the blockchain. Because when you spend from an address, you leave behind a public key and a digital signature. Whereas Satoshi, for example, never spent, never moved any of the initial mined coins. So if, in fact, Satoshi had 1 million coins, and if those are sitting there on the blockchain, because they haven't been spent, we don't have a signature, and we don't have a public key. What we have is an address, and an address is the result of a double hash and is not the result of the ECDSA algorithm, which means that if a quantum computer can crack ECDSA, but it can't crack SHA-256, then Satoshi's coins are safe. The only coins that are affected are the ones where those addresses had been reused several times. It's one of the reasons why it's a best practice to only use an address once. The first time a signature appears on the blockchain, is when those funds have already moved, they're empty, that address never gets used again, that key never gets used again. So even if the public key can be cracked in the future, it results in a private key that doesn't control any funds because you only use it once. Ironically, that means that people who don't follow that best practice may have their keys affected by quantum computing long before people who do use that practice, and Satoshi, whose 1 million coins never got moved and therefore never had signatures attached to them. Quantum computing doesn't necessarily mean immediately that all coins are vulnerable. It's only the case for those where perhaps a digital signature is visible on the blockchain.
So now understanding that quantum computing, while many see as the
I'll say that was pretty profound and pretty interesting what he just saying about the private keys. Like, I guess if there was never no activity on that wallet, it doesn't leave behind any like signature. I kind of get what he's saying. In a nutshell, that so like if you're using your, like the guy, I guess Satoshi, who invented Bitcoin, he has I guess Bitcoin that was never moved or whatever. Basically, make a long story short, there was never any activity, so it didn't leave behind any signature. So the quantum computing or whatever is what it can possibly crack if it leaves behind like a signature or an address. But he's talking about like SHA-256 and stuff like that. That is, quantum computing is really far away to get to the point where it can crack the SHA-256. But either way it goes, this is pretty technical what they're talking about. That I'm still trying to fully understand it myself. But yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. But honestly, when it comes to quantum computing, I honestly don't believe they're there yet. Like I said, the highest quantum computer they got so far is about 1,000 qubits or something like that. So to be able to crack into crypto wallets and stuff, like they said, you have to have at least 1 point something million qubits or something like that to be able to get there, to be able to try to crack into crypto wallets and take down crypto. So either way it goes, they're still years and years away from quantum computing. Just like you said before. If that was the case, you'll be able to take out the whole world, be able to take out military infrastructure, be able to take down the whole grid. If that was the case, yeah.
The Boogeyman, it'll destroy Bitcoin. It's a simple upgrade. Anybody that still has access to their wallets, their keys, except for those lost coins, the lost coins may be affected. And what about artificial intelligence?
Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay. I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back.
No, I'm not talking about all of humanity. I'm talking Bitcoin. What's the likelihood of artificial intelligence being able to crack Bitcoin's cryptography in the near future? Well, the likelihood is low, as Bitcoin's cryptography is based on SHA-256 algorithm, which is one of the most secure algorithms in use today. In fact, for comparison, you have a better chance of winning the Powerball 9 times in a row compared to guessing just one Bitcoin private key. And we know Bitcoin will upgrade along with quantum computers. But again, what about AI? Is artificial intelligence and quantum computing the same thing? Well, the simplest way to explain the difference between the two is that AI is a method, process, or software, whereas quantum computing is what you might run that process on, i.e. the hardware. Think of AI like an app on your phone, and quantum computing being the phone itself. So when people ask the question, what will AI do to crypto? The biggest fear is that artificial intelligence then just has access to the quantum computing. But actually, crypto can help us with AI in a lot of ways. AI will eliminate digital scarcity, meaning in the blink of an eye, 100 million Mona Lisas, 100 million South Park episodes, 100 million video games, and 100 million altcoins can be created instantly. Digital scarcity will be gone. Yet, digital assets with true scarcity will get 10,000 times more valuable. Digital assets with a true network effect will get 100,000x more valuable, meaning the use case for Bitcoin will only increase.
AI and crypto, people want to force these two narratives together because AI is sucking all the air out of the room because it's so cool. But how I do think about this is, okay, here we are again about to repeat the same mistake. we're going to accrue all the value to Google and Microsoft. I think some of these more open AIs like Stability AI should tokenize the network.
So now understanding the truth about quantum computing and AI, debunking those myths, what is the actual way Bitcoin could fail? And to me, the number one reason is if governments and central banks globally started acting fiscally responsible. Meaning ever since Nixon took us off the gold standard in the 70s, our purchasing power of our dollar has only been losing value. Debt globally for governments is only getting worse. You can't even fathom how much debt every major country is incurring. And this is the norm. As long as governments continue to act fiscally irresponsible, that's where hard assets shine. The minute a major country would suddenly announce we're going to be fiscally responsible again, then that's less of a need for Bitcoin. Or some people say, well, what if these countries solve this and adopt the gold standard? Go back to the gold standard. That would solve everything. That would also maybe make Bitcoin less relevant. But in the digital age, can we still trust a gold standard that is just still trusting people? So if Putin tomorrow announced that Russia is going back on the gold standard, this is how much gold they have in their reserves, would we believe him? How could we prove that Russia actually owned the amount of gold they say they owned? How could we really prove that without us just taking their word for it? But with Bitcoin, you don't have to trust. You verify. If a major government went on a Bitcoin standard, for example, they would be able to cryptographically sign a transaction and verify each of their public wallets that they hold those coins. Smash the like button if you got value, send this to a friend, subscribe for daily videos keeping you informed, and like always, see you tomorrow.
The tabloids, they've all been in your personal business.
Oh, yeah.
But the people do want to know.
All right, everybody. Yeah, that was my reaction video. So what do you guys think about the whole quantum computing in the future? You guys think this is going to be in the future a threat to crypto? Me personally, I don't think it is. Just like I said in the video, as things get upgraded, as technology move forward, I'm quite sure when it comes to security, they're going to be upgrading. The blockchains are going to be upgrading their security as of right now. The SHA-256 is the top, still the top right now. That's still standard. They're not breaking the SHA-56 as of right now. When it comes to quantum computers, like I said, they only got up to 1,000 qubits. They still got a long way to go. So either way it goes, me personally, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, that's just something they're gonna have to think about. Like I said, if they get up to I guess what is it, 1 point something million qubits, then they could literally they could just take out the whole globe then if that's the case, you know. But anyways, that's my take. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button if you like the content. Hey, I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.